I'm Hayden, and this is my husband, Aaron. We've been exploring the beautiful country of Ecuador. Today, we're taking you to a major bucket list destination to meet one of the longest living animals on the planet. So we found the mating tortoises, and the sound is what they sound like. This can go on for 3 hours. Imagine how much work that is. Hello from the Quito airport. We are here today not because we're leaving Ecuador, but because we are going on an epic adventure to one of the most sought after destinations in the world. The Galapagos.
We're going to Galapagos.
So excited. Because this is such a big bucket list destination, it is not cheap to get there, but today we're going to show you how to do it on a budget. So come along. We are jumping right into it as soon as we land because we're going to go see the giant tortoises right away. So let's go check into the airport. So the very first thing you need to do is have our bags scanned and checked because it's one of the most biodiverse places on the planet, and there's a bunch of things that you're not allowed to bring in, so they made us scan our bags. And now we have to pay basically a tariff, a fee to enter the Galapagos as well. We've made it into the lounge here. We have about an hour before our plane boards. And just to throw it back to an earlier video, the priority pass that comes with the American Express Platinum card has been absolutely worth it. So we'll link to that video right here, and you should definitely get on that bandwagon. And this is like the prettiest lounge I've ever seen. It's beautiful in here. We're gonna get a cerveza.
It is time to board. Let's go to the Galapagos. Here we go. Just a quick 2-hour flight to Baltra Island. And this is probably going to be the most expensive part of the trip, is your airfare.
Bienvenidos, Galapagos nos espera. Este es el vuelo 1688 de Avianca, operado por Avianca Ecuador.
About to land, and all of a sudden the plane just was going down, and then it just came right back up, and they came in and said that our landing was interfered. So now we're like turning around. I don't know, it's never happened before. It's kind of scary. We tried to land for a second time and they aborted again, so starting to get a little nervous. It seems very windy. That might be the problem. Hopefully third time's the charm. Okay, third time was a charm. Everybody clapped when we landed. That's kind of how crazy it was. So we're here. We made it to Baltra.
Well, that was a little unexpected. If you are not here with a group, you have to pay a $100 per person cash entrance fee for the national park. So fortunately we got cash in Quito, but we need it for something else. So luckily there's an ATM here. We're gonna grab some more cash, and then that was unexpected. That's always a fun one. So now we need to get on a bus that takes us to a ferry, and from there we're going to be picked up by a guide who's going to take us to see the giant tortoises. Okay, so bus tickets were $20 round trip total for 2 people.
so that was like a 10-minute little bus ride, and now we're all getting on a ferry that takes us across the, I think it's called the Itakaba Channel, which is not very big, which is good.
Like flying Spirit Airlines, a little bit of a cost for everything, so it's $1 per person to take the ferry across the water, so it's actually a pretty quick ride, not too bad. I see your name right there.
Okay, so everything's been kind of crazy. We like got on a bus and then got on a ferry and then got off a ferry, and then we haven't even mentioned the wildlife already, just like right off of the bat. There's sea lions, there's lizards, there's iguanas, there's birds that we've never seen before. Already the wildlife is nuts. So we're making our first stop at Los Gemelos, which is a set of craters, I believe. So we've just driven a little bit and we are popping out to take a look. We finally have just a quick second. Everything just happened so fast and so crazy, and all of a sudden we were running around. So we're here in the Galapagos.
It's literally like boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, 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 ready or not, here you go, run.
Yeah, and actually that's probably has a lot to do with being on a budget and the way that we chose to do this trip. Like if you came and you spent $5,000 to $10,000 on a liveaboard, like all of these details would have been taken care of for you. You know, you might have even been picked up at the airport and escorted all the way, you know? So because we're doing it ourselves, we're trying to figure it out as we go. And for the most part, it's been relatively easy, straightforward. Outside of the $100
here and there, and just like
we've stopped at Los Gemelos, which are the craters. Yeah, so we're gonna take a look. They're big. It's a big crater.
it's a huge crater.
It's a crater. Also, I forgot to mention the transport that I arranged for us is $60 for both of us. It includes a stop here at Los Gemelos, a stop at the Tortoise El Chato, the Tortoise Reserve, and lava tunnels. So overall, I think that's a pretty good deal.
Good deal.
Good deal. These craters are cool and all, but I am way more impressed with these neat trees. They're called scalecias, and there's like Darwin finches all over in here, and like we're literally in the rainforest. There are ferns everywhere, and it's humid and like wet in here. It's tripping me out. Like we just came from complete barren dead landscape like 10 minutes ago. But also there's craters, which are neat, but this is even cooler.
Yeah, it's giving me super strong Lorax vibes. Like, I'm loving it.
I'm loving it. We've entered the Chato Reserve with the turtles, and they're everywhere, and there's just one. Oh.
He not happy.
Look at this guy. So in this reserve, there's literally just hundreds of them, and they're just like in all these fields, and they're in the road, and they're hanging out with cows, and it's just wild. Like It's really cool though to see that it's not necessarily a tourist attraction. That's what my #1 concern was gonna be, that they were gonna be like held in pens of some kind for like people to like take photos with. So I'm glad that's not the case, and we're just kind of stumbling upon them as we drive down the road. And they're massive. They grow up to 500 pounds. Like you could fit a whole person in there. It's crazy. In the shell, I mean. So it's $5 per person to enter, which is totally worth it already. So this guy right here, it's a male obviously because he's so big, but he's said to be over 100 years old. Look at him. That's nuts. They're everywhere. It's crazy. We're gonna go find more. They said we could find them maybe mating. It's still mating season. And he said if you listen up, you could hear him going, ooh. Ooh.
Remember the last time we came across things mating?
Manatees?
Manatees in Florida.
Yeah.
But they don't have mass already close to the coast to Lady. We don't lay here because it's too humid. Very slow, but
So we found the mating tortoises. And that sound is what they sound like. This can go on for 3 hours. Imagine how much work that is.
I get it.
You get it?
I get it.
You could go for 3 hours?
No, but just like the struggle. I will say, in my head, I, for whatever reason, thought these things were going to be like huge. And they are. They are huge and they are impressive and incredible. But you know how you get that mental picture and then you see it and it's a little bit different? Super incredible. These things are awesome to see up close and personal. They are still massive. They remind me of the Never-Ending Story, and just like, this is what I wanted to see. I've already checked off one of the big things from the Galapagos, so pretty happy.
So super casually, he was like, oh, do you want to see an owl? And we were like, an owl? He was like, yeah, let's like go take a look at this owl. And there's a sleeping owl in one of these lava tunnels. He's just chilling. Doesn't care that we're here at all. Okay, so we're entering the lava tunnels, and it's so nice and cool in here, which is great because it's just hot and humid outside. And they've added lights, which is nice because it's very rocky and unstable terrain. So if you're not comfortable kind of scaling rocks and potentially falling like I almost just did, then I don't recommend it. It's a little muddy, but it's pretty neat in here. But most importantly, it's cool, which is nice. Okay, so we've made it into our hotel. We're staying at the Maidith White Cove here in Puerto Ayora, which is like the main town here on Santa Cruz Island. And we have this massive room with like a bunch of beds that we don't need. So let me show you, because it's interesting. 4 beds.
4 beds.
So unnecessary.
I could sleep so far away from you if I needed
You
to.
could. You could send you all the way downstairs.
2 floors even.
Yeah. Do I look crazy?
No. You can see your mullet, but...
I can fix that. So we're very bad at ending our videos, and we checked into our hotel and pretty much just stopped filming. So we wanted to go through a little bit about how much it cost after we arrived on the islands. We ended up spending quite a bit of money on food actually for dinners. So we went to this restaurant, it's called Midori, and it was an Asian food restaurant. We spent about $100 on dinners every night, so about $50 a person. We spent 3 full days here in Puerto Ayora, and we did 2 days of diving and 1 land tour day, and we feel like that was plenty of time to see everything that we wanted to see. So each day was $245 per person. So that included lunch on the boat, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a full screen here of all of the prices that it cost us for the entirety of the trip. Overall, we had the most amazing time here in the Galapagos, and we can't wait to share our next video with you, which is going to be our diving video, and we'll give you a little sneak peek because it's super epic. And the land tour, we went out to Bartolome Island, which was amazing, and we got to see penguins. So stay tuned, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and stay tuned for our next couple of videos from the Galapagos. Can't wait to share it with you. We'll see you next time.